The Next Man is a 1976 thriller that takes you on a suspenseful ride through political intrigue and unexpected turns. Starring Sean Connery, the film explores the life of an Arab diplomat who becomes a target for assassination because of his peace plans. As you watch, you'll find moments that will make you laugh, gasp, and maybe even shed a tear. Now, let's get personal. Do you remember the first time you watched The Next Man? Maybe it was with friends or family, and it left a lasting impression. And speaking of favorites, Sean Connery's performance might have stood out to you. He brought his unique charm to the movie, didn't he? We're curious to hear about your experiences. What's your most memorable moment related to this movie? Drop a comment below and share your story. We're all ears for what this movie means to you. The 1976 movie The Next Man, also known as The Arab Conspiracy or Double Hit, is a political thriller that tells the story of an Arab diplomat who wants to make peace with Israel, which leads to attempts on his life. The film is remembered for its take on international politics and the idea of peace in the Middle East, which is still a relevant topic today. The movie's portrayal of the complexities of diplomacy and the dangers faced by those who seek peace has kept it in discussions over the years. It serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for stability in the region and the personal risks that leaders may face. The Next Man's relevance today lies in its exploration of themes that are still significant in current international relations, making it a film that continues to be of interest to audiences who are intrigued by the intricacies of political power plays. Sean Connery, known for his role as James Bond, made a significant decision in his career by turning down the part of the architect in the sequels to The Matrix. Despite this, he was recognized for his appeal, being named Sexiest Man Alive by People magazine in 1989. His casting as James Bond was initially met with skepticism by Ian Fleming, the character's creator, due to a perceived lack of refinement compared to Fleming's ideal Cary Grant. However, Fleming later acknowledged that Connery was perfectly suited for the role, which became one of his most defining performances. In a bold move for its time, the film opens without its star, Sean Connery, for a significant duration, setting a tone of anticipation. The narrative unfolds against the backdrop of a daring political proposition where a major oil producer defies the established oil alliance to collaborate with Israel, aiming for technological progress and the promise of peace. Meanwhile, Lance Henriksen, who later gained recognition for his roles in science fiction and horror films, was in the running to portray Commander William Decker in the iconic Star Trek The Motion Picture. In his first foray into film music, Michael Kamen encountered a unique challenge during the orchestral recording session. Without a conductor to lead, he relied on the guidance of a cellist who advised him to follow his foot movements to keep the session on track. This film also connects to the careers of two notable actors, Sean Connery and Lance Henriksen, in an interesting way. Connery was the original inspiration for the character of Mufasa in Disney's The Lion King, a role that would later become synonymous with James Earl Jones. Similarly, Henriksen's strong screen presence was the muse for the character Frank Black in the television series Millennium, showcasing the lasting influence these actors have had on the roles they inspired. In the mid-1970s, a film was set to be directed by Peter Medak, yet it reached audiences under different titles. It was released as The Arab Conspiracy and double hit in various English-speaking regions, with The Next Man being another title it was known by. The promotional artwork for its main release in the United States was notable for its distinctive silhouette imagery. This stylistic choice echoed the visual themes found in Morris Binder's famous opening sequences for the James Bond series, which had previously featured Sir Sean Connery. The use of silhouettes became a recognizable element, linking Connery's past roles with this film's visual presentation. Lance Henriksen's career is notable for the unique distinction of having characters specifically created for him by prominent filmmakers. James Cameron envisioned him in the role of the Terminator, and Victor Salva did the same with the Creeper character. His talent has been recognized in critically acclaimed films, with 3 of his projects receiving nominations for the Best Picture Oscar. Meanwhile, Sean Connery's unmistakable voice was matched in German by Gert Günther Hoffmann, whose vocal depth complemented Connery's screen presence until his passing in 1997. Manfred Wagner then took on the task, lending his voice to Connery's performances in 2 films before his own death. Sean Connery's portrayal of royalty is notable, having assumed the role of a king in 4 separate films. His characters range from King Daniel Dravot to King Arthur, each with their own distinct narrative and historical context. Lance Henriksen holds the unique distinction of playing Frank Black across 2 different series, a rare crossover for an actor. Connery's Captain John Patrick Mason in The Rock has sparked fan speculation due to his British intelligence background, leading some to theorize he is actually James Bond. This theory is bolstered by Mason's use of aliases, a common Bond tactic, and Connery's dialogue in the film, which echoes lines from his time as Bond. Sean Connery lent his voice to Tack the Cobbler in Richard Williams' animated film, where the character remained silent until the final moments. Recognized for his distinctive voice, Connery was named the male celebrity with the sexiest voice in a 22 survey. While he was a candidate for a cameo in the James Bond film Skyfall, the filmmakers ultimately chose Albert Finney to avoid overshadowing the film's focus. Spanning the globe, the production took place in 8 countries, showcasing diverse landscapes from the European elegance of Austria, France, and Germany to the rugged terrains of Ireland and Morocco, the tropical allure of the Bahamas, the historic charm of England, and the varied locales of the United States. Lance Henriksen, known for his dedication to his craft, endured a broken hand during the filming of another project after a daring stunt went awry, showcasing the risks actors sometimes take. Meanwhile, Cornelia Sharpe emerged in a leading role, marking a significant step in her acting career. Sean Connery, known for his role as the original James Bond, surprisingly never skied down the slopes in any of the Bond films. While Goldfinger featured scenes in the Swiss Alps, it was his successors who took to the snow in titles like On Her Majesty's Secret Service and The Spy Who Loved Me. Connery's portrayal of Macbeth on stage was highly praised, and he aspired to adapt the play for the big screen. However, this ambition was halted by the release of Roman Polanski's own version of Macbeth. In a unique family twist, both Connery and his son Jason have portrayed the legendary Robin Hood, with Sean taking on the role of an older Robin Hood, and Jason stepping into the character for a television series. Additionally, Jason Connery depicted Ian Fleming, the creator of the James Bond series, in a television film, bringing their shared cinematic heritage full circle. Dispelling a common misconception, Sean Connery was not part of the cast in A Night to Remember. The role attributed to him was actually portrayed by Larry Taylor. The film in discussion marked one of the last productions under the banner of Allied Artists, a company with a long history in the film industry. For Lance Henriksen, the allure of cinema began early, greatly inspired by the 1952 western The Big Sky, which played a significant role in his decision to pursue acting.